This is Severe MMA. We're at MMAC 2, and we're along Big Bad Tino, Jake Constantinou. Not only the best walkout track of the night, and we'll get to that in a minute, but pretty professional performance. Talk us through that fight.
Yeah, the whole thing felt pretty solid. To be honest, I felt like I had the advantage everywhere. Even his strengths, I thought I had the advantage, but I knew I was going to be most ahead of him in the grappling, in the wrestling, in the jits. It's where I wanted to get the fight eventually. I was happy to trade with him for a little bit because, you know, it's always a bad habit to chase your takedowns too much. Eventually, I wanted the fight on the floor. Went there a little bit earlier than I thought, but got him down pretty easy. And once I had his back, my prediction for this fight, I was telling my teammate Liam Corrigan, my prediction was rear naked choke from the back, either first or second round.
Well, you can't get much better than that because banging the first.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, what's next? You know, there's always been talk about you since the UK MMAF and, you know, the IMMAF, and you still seem to be flying a little bit under the radar. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but
no.
Are you happy where you are at the moment? You happy with still learning, or is it time that people started to take notice?
It'd be nice if people started taking notice, you know. Like I think my biggest problem is being a bit inactive, to be honest. Like there's quite a big break in between my fights, but as an amateur, mate, like honestly, I did stuff that no one else in this country's ever done. You know, I fought in Japan, I fought in Las Vegas. You know, I represented this country. I won 2 amateur titles. You know, I think I had a real good amateur career, real strong amateur career. Even compared to some of the boys that are doing good now, I think I had one of the best amateur careers this country's ever seen.
Yeah.
But again, a little bit inactive, and obviously at the minute I'm fighting on relatively domestic shows, so the people getting their name out there on Cage Warriors and Bama. And I'm down for those shows, but at the minute, to be honest, mate, I'm happy where I am. I'm not one of these deluded guys that's going to be talking about the UFC and talking about rankings. I'm 2 fights into my pro career, so I'm not one of these guys who's just going to start gassing like I'm some kind of veteran. It'd be nice if people started taking notice of me a bit more, but at the minute, I'm just loving getting better, mate. Like, I've made leaps over the past year, working with guys like Dre, and obviously still working with Levo. Happy just getting better, mate. Happy just getting better and racking up my wins for now.
What would a perfect year for you be this year? 3 or 4? Is that too many? What would be, you know, if you were master of your own destiny, as it were?
To be honest, mate, the reason I stay quite inactive is because I work hard.
Yeah.
Like, I work real hard, and I see a lot of these guys who are doing 4 or 5 fights a year, and they end up losing 1 and 2, and they end up gassing, and the work rate I put in the gym is something that's hard to sustain year round, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to stay a little less regular with my fights, but just keep the performances good, man. I don't really care what my record is. I just want good performances. That's 2-0 now and 2 solid performances, man. I don't know if you saw my debut, but
hey, anybody who walks out to the Shield is going to get me watching.
I smashed my debut over 15 minutes, and I just picked up a first round sub, so I'd rather keep the performances good. At the minute, pro title, pro champion, that's my goal. I don't want to skip too far ahead and, you know, miss all the good stuff along the way. So I want to be a professional champion. Like, I want to be a pro champ. That's my first goal.
Excellent. And then is that sort of end of 2017? Are we looking sort of year?
Next fight, mate. Next fight, whatever. I'm down. If someone's trying to put a strap on me next fight,
I don't know if you watched Bama. This week,
Tim,
you know, Barnett goes in 3-0. Reese
3-0,
McKee for the
5-0.
Lonsdale title and smashes him on 2 weeks' notice.
Well, there you go, man. I'm ready for one of these pro titles, whether it be a domestic title or what. I just want to be a pro champion. That's my first goal.
You know, I got to ask the question now. It's got nothing to do with MMA, but why the choice of walkout music? Because a mark like me is gonna pop every time.
Yeah, man. It's the Shield. It just. Well, I guess me pumps, it gets me in the zone, and you know, anybody that knows me, man, like, I love this sport, but I'm not really an MMA fan. I don't really mark out over like the UFC or anything, man. I'm a WWE guy, mate. I'm a WWE guy, man. Yeah, I got into this because of Kurt Angle. So it's the pro wrestlers that. Those are the guys I look up to, and then the Shield music, man, just amps me up in it. I'm the only one, but of my little crew down the shoot, we call ourselves a Shield. I'm pretty much the only one who gets it, but you know.
And which one are you? Are you the Roman, the Seth, or the Dean?
When they were heels, I was Roman. Now, I don't know, maybe I'm Seth. Yeah, like, I can turn that out a little bit.
Look, Jay, it is a pleasure. We've caught up with you a couple of times. Man. You're right, it probably not enough, but we'd love to see you fight a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to ask it anyway. I'm not asking you to talk shit about somebody. I'm not asking you to call people up. But what, you know, give me the names of where you think your level is at. You know, is that an unfair thing to do to somebody?
No, I can't really think of any names, to be honest, man. But I think I'm a prospect. Like, I think I'm a guy to watch out for. No, I think I'm talented. I think I'm skilled. I train with good guys and I put on good performances, and I've been around a while as well and away from MMA, I'm active on the grappling scene as well. In the past year, I fought Paddy Pimblett, Matt Inman, and Lou Long, who are all well up there as and I'm two fights into my pro career, so I think I'm a prospect. I ain't gonna compare myself to anybody or name anyone, but I think I'm someone to keep an eye on, definitely.
Well, I'm gonna concur. Jake, it is always a pleasure watching you work. Thank you ever so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you fight again soon.
Can I just have a minute?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I just want to dedicate this fight to someone. Just before Christmas, my first niece was born. Unfortunately, she was born very, very premature. She was only born about 26 weeks into the pregnancy, and obviously it was touch and go very early on, and it was a really, really hard time for my brother Andrew and his wife Charlotte. But I'm happy to say that she's come through great. She's 100%, and she's back home now. And she's been home for about 2 weeks, and I haven't even been able to go and visit her yet because of this fight camp. So I just want to dedicate this fight to my new niece, Lara. Looking forward to coming and meeting you at home for once and not in the hospital.
All right, I'm going to have to cut this short because I'm going to need to wipe a tear out of my head.
Nice one, man.